Welcome back, hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Monster Hunter World Iceborne, where it has been a little while since I've done a video on this series, or well, on the game. The last videos I had done were basically dealing with Fatalis and finally getting him down. Now, with a bit more time away from Fatalis and not constantly running the try and fail, try and fail, try and fail, try and fail, try and fail so much, I have a better review of Fatalis as a fight, and I do think, for the most part, I'd say he is a fitting way to end off the series. I still have some reservations about him, though. The damage is pretty damn high, although that might actually be something gunner set or, like, bow gunners are more tied to. Oh, I didn't even realize. I guess that's one thing I got to change is... Let's turn the voice chat off for right now. Just so I don't have that coming up. Okay, yeah, so... Fatalis, back to that. The reservations I have are the damage seems a bit high, but there's actually a mod on the, like, Monster Hunter World mod Nexus that kind of showed the scaling is a little weird or quite a bit off compared to what the Gunner's curve is and the Blade Master's curve is for damage taken, so that might actually be a little bit there as to why the damage feels kind of absurd as a Gunner. There is also the reservation about the poor hit zone value for the head, and I still can't get over that one, because that one really, really dampens your ability to take on Fatalis with all weapons. Like, you basically, if you want to take down Fatalis, as you saw, sticky seems to be your best route. And surprisingly enough, as you guys are going to hear, I hate sticky spams. I hate sticky builds for the light bowgun. Even the heavy bowgun. There are two main bowgun builds that I highly dislike because they take away Monster Hunter what it's supposed to be. They are sticky spams, and they are the shotgun shield spams from the heavy bowgun. Now, you might be looking, but you're using a heavy bowgun right there. Yes, I am. However, we're not using any shield on this sucker. This is actually a little bit of a fun build I've been enjoying to use the heavy bowgun with, which is attack up, attack 7, critical 7, agitator 7, normal shots 2, and special ammo boost on it. This is using the evade and evade windows and everything like that to basically be a sniper with a heavy bowgun, making it a giant rifle. And that's the kind of builds I like for the bowguns, is things that are not, they take away the fight, not you can be brain dead through it. You have to have some skill and time your dodges and your positioning, stuff like that, which I love about the heavy bowgun. That's probably the big reason why I'm a gunner, is to me, all the ranged weapons, it feels like you are legitimately hunting a monster. You're legitimately on a hunt. The melee weapons, to me, it feels more like you're in a battle with something, and that just has a different feel compared to, like, hunting does to me. So that's why I mostly have stuck to being a gunner most of the majority of my Monster Hunter career. I have used a little bit of dabbling in melee weapons, mostly just to get tail cuts, because up until World and Iceborne, they really, really did not like you trying to get tails as a gunner. Like, in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, to farm Logiacrus tails, it was more effective to use the boomerang item than it was to use any slicing ammo from a bowgun, so goes to show that if you played the gunner route, you were in for a bit of a tougher time. But anyway, we are here today to celebrate a little something, or accomplish a little something. If we take a look at the guild card, I am actually at Hunter rank 997, so we're going to try to get that up to 999 today with a little bit of a hunt to sort of cap off Monster Hunter World Iceborne in general. Or if you guys want to see more, like, of my bowgun builds or things like that, I do admit they'd probably be very heavily, well, for the most part they might be Fatalis heavy, but if you guys want to see ones that aren't Fatalis armor heavy, I can always try making some up and see as well. So we're probably just going to do a little bit of something there, just see what we've got kind of available for bounties. I have a good idea of the one we will probably go on. Yeah, I know exactly what we're going to go on from here. So we're just going to eat, get ourselves prepped, and then head on out. And everything's sitting good there. Okay. Yeah, so I figured to kind of cap off the journey with Iceborne, we would go along and do one of the quests that kind of has... I was thinking of doing Arch-Tempered Velkhana, but I mean, I have been able to solo it. It's just that it's very, very close on if I actually do manage to solo her. Because it's not like the carts that are the issue, it's the time that's the issue. With the only 30 minutes you have, Like, the very first time I soloed Arc-Tempered Velkhana, I only had 4 seconds left. I might even have the screenshot I can put up right about here that shows I only did it with 4 seconds remaining. I think another time is only like 32 seconds, or a little more than 30 seconds, so it can be a little bit tough trying to get the Arc-Tempered Velkhana down. So instead, I thought we'd do one of the optional quests that comes up that's sort of like you've managed to do everything and sort of unlock the gold name for yourself online. So you've done all the optional quests up to this one. So we're probably going to do that. It is... Master Hunter of the New World. I figured what more of a fitting way to kind of send the kind of journey up to this high Hunter rank 999 than this one. So we'll just go along with that. Yeah, I think we want to start in 16 because Teostra actually starts... I think it's Area 9, actually. But anyway, that's all set up. We have our items all good. So we're going to be good to head on out. And what do I want to talk about? Well, let's see. I've talked a little bit about Fatalis. I do admit I was a bit more harsh on it because of the frustration just kind of venting off from there. I do wish that the hit zone values were different for the bowguns, so you could have used like a spread or a normal build to actually break the head twice. It feels a little off-putting to have that be, like, almost a necessity, but these weapons you just are not allowed to have enough damage numbers, for the most part, to achieve that. I do hate the sticky spam builds, or the sticky builds. The only monsters I've ever used them on are, as you saw, Fatalis and Safajiva. And those are the only monsters I'd probably ever use the sticky builds on, because I don't agree with how easy it is to get, like, the daze procs and all that stuff off with it. It just feels kind of like it cheaps out for the monster in a way. And that's kind of something I hope... Oh, no, you are over in this area. Okay, let me enjoy a drink then, and we'll get right to hunting. That's something I hope Rise might make a little more difficult, is that some of those builds are a little harder to kind of make or see, that they're not so common and everybody starts running them just because of how easy they are to run as. Can I get a mount? Not quite. Okay, I'm going to try to flinch you into the wall, though. Ah, shoot, I probably should have tried to weaken the face first, but... Well, we should get one more wall shot or wall flinch before he gets enraged. That's something, too, with Rise, is I'm going to kind of be glad to see go, because it makes the hunts a little too more methodical, in my opinion, or they kind of boil down to being very similar in what your goals are. Like, because of the damage and the opening the flinch shots can provide. Okay, we're probably going to get a little bit of damage here from him. Yeah. Ooh, okay, that was a lot more. I keep forgetting that these are tempered Elder Dragons for this. The hunts almost got methodical in, okay, begin, tenderize, work at wall flinch achieve, then do this and this. Okay, yeah, come on, run up here and be up. No. No, that's bad, Teostra. Come on over here. Is that the hunts became too readable and that there was too much of what you should be trying to do or could do to get maximum effect out of them. Let's start laying in. Now, it's kind of hard to keep the Heavy Bowgun exactly on target. But it is always nice to get the Rambo off. I don't think it actually gets a bonus from the special scope using the... Oh, Runa. Good work. Okay, so I've taken the Slinger Torch from there. There's a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to be able to send him into a wall again. This is why I love a Palico with a sleep weapon, because... Oh, crap. Should I... Oh, no, actually managed it with that. The wall flinches are also kind of weird to read, too. Like, that one I really didn't think would actually send him into a wall, but it's almost like the monster helps you in some of them. And the Heavy Bowgun, I've been getting some practice in now that I've got the Fatalis set to... Ow. Fatalis set to kind of play around with. And trying out a few different builds and stuff like that. The Heavy Bowgun is still one that I feel is a little slower than how I'd like, but I am opening up to it more. The special scope is a bit weird, though, even now still trying to, like, get the full grasp of. Like, I do often send it the wrong direction when I'm trying to get the super critical or extra critical range thing in. Uh-oh. Okay, let's tenderize that head again. And yeah, well, this is what I'm talking about, is basically whenever the tenderize wears off, you immediately try to apply it again because of just the boost and everything makes it so worth it. Yeah, so you're not going to be ready to go back to your little den to sleep, so... you don't know. We won't do the Wyvern Heart until we're able to get him into a wall again. Oh, but we'll snag the materials. There we go. Yeah, so I figured this is a pretty fitting way in order to send us off with the Hunter rank 99. I honestly don't know if I'd really get the Master rank 999. I honestly didn't think I would get to this high of a rank in Monster Hunter, but... Ooh, that was very close. One of the issues with Heavy Bowgun, again, is you are very slow when it comes to quite a number of things. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on the Wyvern Heart. But he is actually pretty weak now, because that means he has to be below, I think it's a quarter of his health? Oh wow, we might not even let him get back to his den to sleep with. But yeah, you can see the damage you can rank up. Like 220 per shot with this. So there is Teostra taken care of. Luna might be a more pain in the ass, if I'm honest. She's always more of a pain in the ass than Teostra is, but I have not hunted her using the Heavy Bowgun, so this might be a little bit of a pain train for me. And then just, I guess, if you guys are looking to see all the stuff I have. So, we are using the Attack Boost 7, Crit Eye 7, Agitator 7, Evade Window 5, Stun 3, that's just built in from the Fatalis head, Crit Boost 3, Weakness Exploit 3, Focus, Evade, Normal, Special Ammo. The Focus, I mean, it depends on if you want to use the Wyvern Heart or your Special Ammo or not. I just kind of like using it because... one thing I'm hoping that gets changed with the Light Bowgun is if they do keep, like, a special ammo, it's not the Wyvern Blast. It doesn't feel like you're engaged enough with it. I wouldn't actually mind them bringing back the counter, but it should be more than... It just has to have a little more to it. Like, the problem with the Wyvern Blast counter I have for Light Bowgun right now is that it doesn't actually counter. If it was something like, say, a Piercing Pod flinch, where you fire it on a monster and it just, like, flinches it, it doesn't do anything more, that, I think, would have been exactly what the Wyvern Blast 2 needs to make it stand out more and be more picked. Because that's pretty nice to have. It's basically like a spare amount of critical burst where it could save you from some very strong hits and you get some damage out from it. Right now, it's... I mean, the damage is kind of even hard to argue if it's worth it. What's that? Oh, yeah, there she is. I wonder if she's a small, because she kind of seemed tiny flying over us like that. Yeah, I think she might be a small gold crown. She does not look very big at all to me. Well, I say that as she runs right up to greet us. And, oh right, gotta be very careful of when she sends the blue flames out. I forgot that that is surprisingly the most dangerous part about Lunastra, is the blue flames that kind of actually waft out from other areas. Because those can actually be more dangerous than any of her attacks, just because of the surprising amount of damage they will do. Oh shoot, didn't even need to do that, but... There she goes. Yeah, let's lay into her here. God, if you can keep them consistent, you can get a nice amount of damage coming out. I say that as I completely screw that up at the end there. But you saw, like, you're getting 100 procs per Wyvern Hearts. And I want to keep us more topped up with health. Just because she is very dangerous and tempered. Well, thankfully we're at the side of that. But, oh god, there's so much flame on the ground here. Ooh, out of the way of that. And out of the way of that. That is why I love the evade extender. Like, the Heavy Bowgun already has a larger evade distance than the light. Okay, so I can actually shoot through the blue flame to actually hit her head there. Ooh. And then the evade window being level 5. Oh crap, really? Yeah, I think I'm pretty much toast. Oh, no. Holy crap. Okay, I do not know how we survived that. Like, I was not expecting her to do the Nova there. Really was not. But I don't know how we managed to survive with that sliver of health left. I truly thought we would have been a goner. Wait, where the hell? Okay, yeah, she is over this way. I was trying to figure out, wait, where is she? Because she didn't look like she was in this area, but... No, Tail's... Oh! No, Tail is... Well, was close enough to get a little bit of damage to it. Whoa. Get out of the way of you. And let's just roll out of that. And we are going to use the mantle. I mean, that's another thing I hope that Rise doesn't really kind of bring back, is the temporal mantle does cheapen a lot of stuff out, and it kind of allows almost like an excuse where you could say you can make the monsters more deadly, or almost like these attacks that are super hard to dodge just because you have the mantle in place to evade it. Geez, she did not give us any time to dodge out of that, did she? Now, unfortunately, actually, I don't think she flinches at all like Teostra does. Or if she does, she has not yet. Oop. Yeah, all she does is the little hops. I don't think she actually does, like, a full flinch that Teostra does for when he hits, like, certain thresholds. Oh, geez, our cool drink wore off. My bad. That would also explain one of the reasons why I'm losing health pretty quickly. Snag that, a little bit of material. And she's running up to her dens. That'll be 2 out of 4 taken care of, so a little slower than I would have liked, but then again, I haven't really done the Heavy Bowgun against Lunastra, so I can see her taking a little bit longer. Velkhana, I think, is going to be a bit of a pushover with the Heavy Bowgun. Like, if... A little bit of advice is if you guys are trying to farm decorations and you've got, like, a bunch saved up... Okay, and let's just kind of speed that recovery up. There we go. Is if you have a bunch of decorations saved up from, say, like, the silver melding tickets and the gold melding tickets, my advice would be to get the Guiding Lands. I normally get the Tundra area up to level 7. And then I get a bunch of Velkhana lures, because Velkhana is probably one of the more readable of the Elder Dragons to fight and take on. Now, I don't know about this for melee users, like for... Well, I guess I don't really have anywhere I can flinch her into, do I? There we go, let her drop. And this should probably be enough to take her down before this runs... Yeah, even before that runs fully out. There she goes. Oh, no, I want to get the material first, because that can go away on us. There we go. So, anyway, best deco farming guide would be Guiding Lands, Tundra level 7, go after Tempered Velkhanas, have Geologist level 3 on your set, and collect all the shinies that you can get her to drop. One of the ways I found get Velkhana drop a ridiculous amount of those shinies is, tenderize her head, her wings, her tail, and then flinch shot her into a wall. She'll drop like 5 or 6 at a time, and collect all those. My luck, I've often gotten the tempered, like, crown horns or whatever from her, but just collect all the stuff you can, get a lot of those Elder Spirit Vein bones, and then take those to the Elder Melder, and she has a new option for you to be able to meld sealed face stones with. And the sealed are the ones that have the best chance, well, I think might be even some of the only chance, getting you stuff like the rarer 12 decorations. I know I've actually gotten an Attack Plus from that, and Expert Plus as well. So if you're looking for some of those harder to get decorations, and you've got yourself a lot of the just decorations saved up from tickets or stuff like that, and you could put them to better use, really think about taking it in that direction, because they could provide you with quite the... Okay, there she is. Now, I want to try to get right on her head to start. Right in. That's one thing, is I usually like to try tenderizing before I flinch shot, but Heavy Bowgun, for the most part, you're probably just going to want to flinch and get the tenderize when they're down, because it takes you a while for your tenderize to actually go off. Although, it doesn't take all that long for us to have our Wyvern Heart recharged. So let's plunk that on. And I don't think there's really any slinger ammo around here, is there? Ow. Kinda figured that was coming in. Ow. Okay. Pop that. There we go. Open up that for us. I know the scope's off. I apologize for that. I'm sure some people who are Heavy Bowgun mains are... Ow. Like, super accustomed to using the special scopes. That way they know exactly which direction and, like, the zoom in or out you need. I still take a moment to need to read it myself. But as you can see, kind of a pushover for Velkhana. You can read a lot of her moves very easily. And get ridiculous amount of damage sometimes, too. Like, I think that's up to, what, 234 for the headshots if we get them? Even 180 if we do miss with the... Okay, let's see here. Oh, she's just a little out. There we go. Yeah, 234 per shot with this build. Who needs your spreads or your stickies when you can do that with just normal 3? That's kind of why normal is one... Oh, lord. That was close. It's a little bit of why normal is kind of my favorite shot, because it's the most reliable to get the damage off with. Spread you can, but often I find the recoils in that can make it a bit difficult in order to truly make it work. And then, of course, with it being like a spread Heavy Bowgun, it's kind of brain dead for... You can just stand right in front of the monster and just shoot and unload without any real risk. Whereas this build, maybe it's not the most, like, DPS, but it still is satisfying to see getting those high numbers, especially if you were a light bowgunner coming to it. Ooh. All the way to that. There's your head. Uh-oh. Ooh. Just dodge that. Uh-oh. Man, that... Yeah, I guess we'll kind of get that ready. I'm trying to remember where Velkhana sleeps at. Wait, where does she sleep in the... Oh, right, she actually goes down to the nest over here. I was trying to remember, where does she sleep at? Because I know Arch-Tempered sleeps in the area with the crystal overhead, which actually... You know, I probably should have remembered that. Because now that I think about it, I don't think when I've had to take down the Arch-Tempered Velkhana, I've only done it twice, or 2 or 3 times, I think. Once was with a group. 2 times, I think, on my own. I kind of forgot that I think she sleeps right under one of the crystal pillars, so that is like that's a huge amount of damage now I think about it. I think it's... I may be mistaken, but it might even actually be like 6,000 damage because it's doubled by the sleep effect. Well, let's send this dragon into the wall, and then we just have to finish things off with Ruiner Negigante. Oh, come on. There we go. I mean, the head's a little hidden, but we should be able to finish her off. Yeah. Maybe we'll finish her right off with that Wyvern Heart. Down she goes. Let's just snag ourselves some materials. Was mostly aiming for... Surprisingly enough, I was actually trying to get the Slinger Pod, so that way... Wait, there's still material somewhere around here. Is that from where she smacked into... Oh, yeah, that's just where we smacked her into the wall. Okay, so there's the pod, so we can use that against Ruiner when he arrives. Enjoy a little snack. And let's fly up to meet him. Let's see, what else could I talk about? Oh, how about the Palico? Where I admit, this generation, the Palico is a little bit of a letdown for me. If you've played Monster Hunter like Generations Ultimate or even like 3 Ultimate or any of the past games, the Palicos have sort of become a mixed bag. On the one hand, their tools feel more useful, this iteration of them, but on the same token, the Palicos help you less with things. Like, even 3 Ultimate in the series, like, if you, say, get hit by sleep, or paralysis, or stun, your hunting companions, because I guess Palicos are more like a recent thing, the companions you're hunting with will actively and almost immediately be trying to reach you in order to knock you out of it. It's actually... Oh, right, Ruiner doesn't start here. My bad. I think he's gotten me every single time. Every time I think he's going to start here, he flies over and starts in this area instead. And Ruiner, I am going to use this just to... I also hope that's one thing that changes too, is the way the camera... The camera does a weird thing where whenever you see the monster's tracks, it like snaps your neck in order to take you to where those tracks are. And I always find that really irritating. I wish there was an option to shut that off. Okay, so head's tenderized. Oh, you're going to let me actually load the Wyvern Heart? Kind of, but not really. So, can we get your pretty spiky face over here? Well, thank you very much. It's really nice when a monster cooperates, but this is the kind of stuff where I say, like, it gets... No, we want you looking over this way. Thank you. This is the kind of stuff where I say, and you can kind of feel it gets monotonous, where you just have a certain thing you always do to start a hunt instead of just getting right into the action of it. Oh wow, okay, I was not expecting a double flinch from it. Because he's enraged right now, too. And he's not happy about that. Oh, it's going to be the forward slam. I'm actually surprised that I didn't break a horn yet. Although, that might be changing here. Okay, so we want to dodge to this side. Once you can read Ruiner 2, he is a bit of a pushover. I think it's just a little bit more dangerous with how fast he can be. No, I'm on the wrong side. Oh. Thank you, Evasion 5. There's the break. I knew I was going to get that soon. Like, Ruiner, that's one thing I do like about the monsters a lot from this generation, is that you can really read what they're going to do better than some of the others from past games. Like, Ruiner, if you see him lifting one arm like that, you know he's going to be doing that slam, and that'll let you kind of position yourself so you can avoid the wide arc that comes out. Man, he's a really noisy bastard, isn't he? Okay, I think it's... yeah, that side this time. He's also a little slow with some of the animations. I honestly don't know how insane Arch-Tempered Ruiner Negigante would have been if we actually saw him. Because already, Ruiner can be a bit fast in his tempered form in that. And he's also pretty damaging, depending on the moves that come off, too. Well, we'll send you back into a wall. Ba-dunk. Actually, that was quite a bit of damage for... oh, and there's Runa for the sleep. Is he close? Yeah, I don't even have to flinch shot, or I don't even have to, like, smack him around to aim at a wall this time. I'll probably also show you guys what Runa is using, because I gotta admit, this is probably one of the best weapons I've found to equip your Palico with. Like, the paralysis procs can be nice too, but I've just found it to be so much more useful to get the sleep proc, because it gives you that extra breathing room, and you have a lot more time to set up how you want to do things. Whether that's to sleep bomb, which I kind of skipped out on because it doesn't feel like it does as much damage when you compare to what you're able to pull off come master rank for damage with your weapon alone. Uh-oh. Okay, get to the head there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what we want. Like, you can see 113s from all of these shots coming out. Sometimes amazing that the monsters survive it. Oh. Exactly what I said. It's sometimes amazing the monsters survive it. There he is. And quite a little tour to get us to hopefully Hunter rank 999 and end our little journey, well, at least this video off there. Again, if you guys want to see more bowgun builds, I have no problem trying to make up wacky things and showing some off. I know I've been trying to experiment a bit with what kind of the Fatalis armor lets you really do. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the bowguns come, like, Rise. I'm hoping they're not too different, but again, I would not mind it if they found a way to kind of rein in some of these more cheaper builds, like the sticky spamming and the shotgun heavy bowgun. Sticky spamming, I just hope monsters you can use, like, there is a raw shot. Say normal's not the best, but maybe spread is, or pierce is. Just something... The bowguns keep this sort of feel, because it probably has been, the bowguns have been the best they've ever been for the series. I just hope that kind of keeps going, because I love using the ranged weapons. Well, listen, that's quite the kill screen right there, isn't it? You want to see an image of a monster in pain, I think that's it right there. Poor Ruiner Nergi, and I do have to get a picture of that. Okay, so I'll take all the rewards. And let's see, does that put us up to 999? That it does. We've made it up to the cap for Hunter rank. I think a very fitting way to get it to. So there was just a little return to Iceborne. I wouldn't mind doing more episodes of it. It's just, again, there's, like, Monster Hunter for me has always been a great game because it provides so many goals for you to keep aiming towards. Like, getting each monster's armor and then each weapon upgrade and slowly working along like that. Of course, always pet your Poogie. And we've decked them out to be a little bit more hunting appropriate. There you go, Poogie. And right, okay, so on to what Runa is using. Can I see... Actually, I guess I have to look at her over here to show you. Oh no, actually I can just go onto the guild card to show you guys. Yeah, so Runa is using... I know, a little bit of a shameless plug in the description for the guild card, but I gotta do what I can to grow. So, Runa is using the Feline Guild Book Alpha Plus. That is a very, very good one to use. I don't actually think it takes that much material-wise. I think the hardest part is going to be the research commission ticket you might need for it, but I mean, if you guys have gotten into the optional and more the end game, it shouldn't be too hard to get. Nope, no, wrong one. No, wrong one again. There we go. Like, where is it? Fatal set, Safijiva set. No, where is it? Here we go, guild set. Oh yeah, that's going to be pretty easy for you guys. Just, again, one research commission ticket plus one Conqueror seal. The Sleep 90 is really what sells it. It just makes so many hunts, gives you that nice window of opportunity to be able to do stuff that, again, it's pretty amazing to get those things off with. But that was our time with Monster Hunter Iceborne for this episode. So, thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode. If you do have any suggestions of things you'd like to see, or even just want to see more of the game as a series, I'd be more than happy to show off more, like, maybe even take you guys through more of that deco farm I told you about, but yeah, again, I do love Iceborne. I do feel like the Clutch Claw brought in a lot of bloat to the game compared to World. But overall, I still think this is probably right behind Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate for the best Monster Hunter game, in my opinion. 3 Ultimate, maybe it's just nostalgia, but it does hold more of a special place in my heart. And I do think if the Clutch Claw wasn't brought into Iceborne, this game would definitely be above 3 Ultimate. But just because of that bloat and how it's like this more of like steps in between to almost like gate you into doing things before you get into the fight more, that's just my take on it. So Rise, it does seem we are going to be free of that, and I am very excited to see what it comes and brings with it in the new year. But in the meantime, thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of Iceborne. Again, any comments, tips, tricks, requests, etc., be sure to leave them right down in the comments below, and I try to respond to feedback as soon as I can. Until I see you all next episode, though, hunters and survivors alike, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and hopefully, as always, happy hunting.